What is good in your hoodie? It's China the Old Soul, and I am here with.
Willie Love.
And today we are talking about the HBCU experience. I am very happy because we are proud married children. Yes, we are. Fam food, chill out because we already know y'all gonna say something. Just
Yeah,
relax.
we was talking about, the experience, but I got the memo. I would have wore a Cookman shirt, but it is what it is.
It's okay. At least one of us representing. That's all that matters. We just gotta let Fam food know who runs Florida for real, for real. So today we are gonna let you know why we chose Bethune. Was it our first choice? For me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm from Miami, and Bethune was just like everybody go to that school. Why you gonna go to that school? So that was not my first choice. I was like, I'm not going to that school. I'm gonna go to Clark Atlanta. That was my dream, HBCU. And unfortunately, when it comes to HBCU, Black people act like Black people, if you get what I'm saying. And that's what happened. And that's why I didn't go to Clark Atlanta. But I ended up at Bethune Cookman. I ended up really liking it. And I'm very thankful that I got there because I grew to love it and truly appreciate it. What about you?
Cookman was not my first choice at all. I mean, my sister went there, but but it wasn't my first choice. Originally, I wanted to go to FAU, which is Florida Atlantic University. For the ones that may not know, I went there at a college expo my senior year of high school, and that day I basically fell in love with FAU. So FAU was my first choice, but when it came time to try to apply, they told me I had the GPA for the spring, but I didn't have the GPA for the going the fall. Yeah, it was
How you do
new
that?
to me. I never understood that, but knowing me, I said, look, if I don't go, to school in the fall, I'm not going to school at all. So I'm end up getting too comfortable with being home. So that same day, I got accepted into Cookman, and so being that I got accepted on the spot that day within my application, and because we had to write an essay at the time. I don't know if you had to write an essay,
I
but
did too about
yeah,
Dr. Bethune's life, right?
no, see mine, I forget what mine was about, but it wasn't about that. So I
Oh,
think
that was fine.
it was like your safe place or something like that, which was safe haven or something like that.
So why they do y'all like that? I would have killed that, but they wanted me to write about Dr. Bethune.
You
Okay, I
know,
mean
that,
I
that
love
was,
her though,
I
but
can't really remember. It was what 2014 when I did that. So I came to Cookman at 15. So it was a long time ago. I feel like that. So yeah, now that they read my application, read my info, gave me like a scholarship, like a little grant right then and there. So um from that moment forward, I considered it. My sister had me come up here in my spring break and actually showed me around the campus in my senior high school.
so cool.
The teachers let me sit inside the classes with them. So that kind of got me because I felt the family atmosphere. I'm very family oriented. So being that I could sit inside the classroom in her class while the teacher was teaching with everybody else, it was like, okay, well, I think that's what got me. So that's why I came to Cookman. No one my first choice, but I definitely don't regret it. I love the relationships that I made from Bethune Cookman and the people that I met out here in Daytona. And I'd do it all over again if I had the chance to.
Yes, it was a great experience meeting people. I met you out there, and ever since then,
Definitely.
we've just been cool. And I can say that Wildcat Day, I went there my senior year, and that's what made me want to come. Like, it was so much fun. They had hitmen out there, they had sororities and fraternities strolling. The food was good, but that's how Cookman gets you. When you a guest, they give you the good food,
It's the
and
glitz
then
and the
when you
glamour.
live there, we ain't gonna
It's
talk
not
about
the same.
it.
It's not the same. But it's okay. That's okay. That's it's all called recruiting. That's definitely what it is. So I mean, I've seen the different Wildcat days, and as a student, to see the Wildcat days and the orientations was like, now y'all know y'all don't do this on a regular basis. I remember the
Yeah.
breakfast we had, my orientation. I'm talking chef's kiss, but then you get there, it's like, well, where's
What
the
happened?
rolls at? Where was this at? I don't got the same that I got there, so it's all good though. It's all love. It's all love.
That is hilarious. So, what experience did you feel like as a freshman, like your first ever event that you went to, whether that was homecoming or some type of like student event? I feel like our orientation, we had a week and it was kind of boring because they had us sitting in the pack and you know how to go. They just trying to tell you all the information. We didn't really get to do nothing. But once that first week hit, we had like the spring week. It was like the 90s babies, because at that time it was like the last of the 90s babies. We had the I'm about to say the Greek step show. Now I'm making stuff up. We had Welcome Back Bash
Right.
and just different stuff on the quad. I felt like that was really fun, you know, seeing the sororities and fraternities and just having fun. Cause you know, when you come out of high school, it's definitely a different ball game from high school to college. So, you know, when you get to college, you just be feeling yourself. So for me, it was definitely that first week. And then I loved the 90s. So I had a great time. What about you?
My experience is a little delayed. I mean, we can go start with freshman year. But even orientation, when I had orientation, ours was we had like 2 days. So orientation was like 2 days. So you came up here, you stayed, we stayed in like J Flow for like a night or two. And they had the different things. You walk around, they show you the different buildings. You sit in classrooms, they teach you these kind of things, what have you. So my orientation was cool because they had like a party for us under a tent. And so
Sorry,
it was
I
literally
canceled.
a whole bunch of people under like a little gazebo, and it wasn't that big. So you under there, it's like 150 degrees outside of the tent. It's like, okay, well, they go to breeze. So, I mean, that was the first experience of it. And then maybe like the blackout game my freshman year, that was that. But I really didn't do too much until my junior year. Like until after I pledged is where I really started to experience cooking because I'm a real homebody. So it's like,
Oh,
I
wow.
was either, yeah, I'm to this day I'm a homebody, so you have to be somebody very important for me to get out the house. So freshman sophomore year is home, TV studio, music building. That was routine. I didn't. My first probate was a probate that I was in. My
Oh,
first Greek
wow.
step show was the first Greek step show I was in. So all the Greek stuff, my first time experiencing it was me on stage doing it. So I never really was into Greek life. I said I would never be Greek.
Oh, wow. And look
Yeah,
at you, a
it was
Sigma.
it was a lot of us, and like crazy, it was a lot of us in mass comm that said that. In that same semester, the same people that said that was the same people that came out the same semester. So it was ironic how it happened. You know what I mean? So my experience, it changed when I pledged. It didn't change me as a person. It just more, it got me out of my comfort zone. Like I was able to experience more of it. So it's like I regret not doing more my first 2 years, but it was what it was. So my junior senior is when my experience really kicked off to all the Greek stuff, all the parties, different events, community service, those kind of things. So I mean, my experience was great. Like I said, I loved it. I mean, that's really the main part I miss about Cookman is the experience. I don't miss
Yeah.
classes. I hate school. You know, I don't like school. So disclaimer, it's, I just did what I had to do to get to where I need to be. That's really the mindset. Like I don't like school. So it was surprising to go to grad school for me. Being that I said I never would go to grad school as well, but every time I say I'm never going to do something,
It
I end up
happened.
doing it. So, um, yeah, nah, school is not my forte. I just know that it was basically time management and then prioritizing things. So that's why I was able to do it. That's why I came out the way I came out. But it was really experience and the people that I met is what I really missed about the HBCU experience.
Yes, networking was awesome. And then for me, it was really a family. Like I made family, especially Mass Common.
Exactly.
Loved it. And
Exactly.
since you brought up, well, I kind of brought up fraternities and sororities because I was talking about how I like seeing that as a freshman. But I'm
Mhm.
about to let's shout it out. Shout out to my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And you can shout out your fraternity.
You already know what it is. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I mean, we just chill. I ain't got to say too much about it. You know who we are. You know what we do. It is what it is. Y'all take what y'all want from what we do.
This what
That's
I'm
simple.
gonna say to the Sigmas. I'm gonna call y'all out. And I know
Yeah.
this gonna be so random. Y'all should have made Michael Jackson an honorary member before he died because he would have killed them crazy legs. I'm sorry. Michael Jackson would have killed. He
That's
would
very random.
have
I mean, I
killed
mean,
it.
I can't do too much about that. Look, it's crazy because like I told myself, even with that, I was like, look, if I don't get chosen, it's a wrap. I'm not doing nothing else. It was Sigma or nothing else, and thankfully enough, I got chose first time through. But if they ain't, you feel me, rock with me, it wasn't happening. So I mean, I think it though, because the Sigma really got me out of that shell that I was in. Like I'm truly you wouldn't know, you wouldn't tell because you see a different person because I'm very comfortable around you. I have to be comfortable around people to be who I truly am. But I'm a very quiet person. If I don't know you, if I'm not familiar with the surroundings or setting I'm in, so I really just sit back, observe everything. So I thank Sigma for getting me out of that shell at college because I think if I still was in that shell, who knows what I'd be doing today? Who knows if I would be in the position I am today? You know what I mean? I mean, another best part, it may sound cliche, but one of my best parts was meeting my partner that I have now because she was a huge help to where
Aww.
I'm at today. Like, yeah, you would say that, okay, well, nah, it's for the position that you are in life, it's solely on you. Nah, she definitely had a huge part with the motivation factor of it, just pushing me being there and then seeing what she's doing. So it's to be able to see somebody emulate the same thing that you're trying to do was a huge factor to where I'm at today. She's the main reason I was in grad school trying to get where I am trying to get today. So that's probably the best part because just more so of the position that I'm trying to put myself in now and the position that I'm almost in now.
Okay, shout out to HBCU love, shout out to Black love, and shout out to the home team, Delta Alpha and Beta Upsilon. Shout out to us. You already know what it is and what it ain't. And we still talking about that HBCU experience. What advice would you give to somebody that wants to go to HBCU that's expecting like this big HBCU experience every day? Because we already know we don't get that every day, but when we get it, it's great.
No, it's life. Life is life. You grow up, you see all the different movies, TV shows, you see Drumline, you see Stump the Yard. You see those movies, and you kind of get a fabricated idea of what the college life is, and it's not like that. Yes, it's an experience, but it's not as crazy as the movies painted out to be. Because we all that have been to HBCUs and went through them go there like, you know what, this ain't what I seen on the movies. So it's not that. It's truly what you make it though. Your experience at HBCU is truly what you make it. The people there, they're very loving people. The atmosphere there is just, I feel like with HBCUs you get more of that one-on-one hands-on experience with teachers and faculty to where it's more so somebody that even after you graduate, you get to call them, you can talk to them, you can ask them things. So it's like with Shaw, I still talk to Shaw.
Yes, shout out to Shaw. I do
Still
too.
call me, so it's like those are the kind of things that you get from there. Like the pastor of the church that I went to, he was a adjunct teacher there my freshman year. So I got involved in my church based off of his understanding faith class. And now to this day, we're like, this. So the HBCU experience and just the learning, it's second to none because like, these people actually care about you. If you're slacking, these are people that's going to get on you. They'll call
Yes.
you like, "Hey, look, what you got going on? You ain't been in my class." You like, we not going to let you just sit here and feel like it's truly that. Like, I think I'm thankful for that because granted, I would never put myself in that situation, but it's just the fact that people care enough to want to see you succeed. Even if you're going through a low, you're going through a high. So also your circle is important with the experience. As
Yes.
you see all the movies where you may have the snake here and there. You got your day ones. You feel me? So your circle is very important because you're gonna start college with a group of people, and it's not likely that you're going to end college with that same group of people. I ended college with some people from that group, and talk to some people less, talk to some people more, but it's really once you find like your niche and your most comfortable place, that's truly who you're gonna be around. Like for me, it was MassCom. Like even after I pledged, I was still around y'all for the most part because y'all were who I got close to before I pledged. So nothing changed after the fact. It's just yes, I was with my brothers more, with my sisters, Zeta Phi Beta,
I feel
shout out
like
me.
you gave us equal time though. I feel
I'm
like you
not
gave us equal time.
honestly, I think I gave y'all more time. First pledge, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. I think I gave y'all more time, and I was completely fine with that. I spent time with them, but like I said, my best summer I had since I've been up here was that summer I pledged, and I was with me being out there with Will, Brooke, Perk, Dom. Like we was literally out like
And you
almost
about to
every
make me cry. Stop. I miss y'all so much.
so it was like those were the people that naturally I got close with because we were all creatives. We would sit in the studio. Well, before y'all came, we'd be in the studio 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, 1, 2 in the morning, just sitting there doing work. Bouncing ideas off each other before Shaw got a little bit more strict with it. The library got a little bit more strict with the hours. So those were the people that imagine you on a 3 to 4 day basis out of the week, you in somewhere with somebody at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're naturally going to get close to them. You know what I mean? So it's like those were the people that you know I vented to. If something was going on relationship wise at the time, those are the people I talked to. Shaw was the person that I talked to. So you want to find those people that's going to tell you when you're wrong and tell you when you're right. Because if you have somebody stroking your ego, you can do something detrimental to yourself. And you
Yes.
don't want that. And that's where a lot of people fall out, because it's like you put yourself around people that doesn't really care for your well-being. They just care for the right now. You know what I mean? So you truly, it's school. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna have them people that want you for you. You want people that's only gonna be there when it's beneficial to them. It's gonna happen. But you have to figure out how to weed those people out. And it's gonna be hard, but it's a big thing now. All these red flags on social media. When
Yes.
you
Crazy.
when you see those red flags, you really gotta exit yourself, because some people are truly not worth your time. We're not worth your attention. So I really say the people that you have around you will help shape your experience at HBCU, because as long as you got the right people, you got the right people in your ear, I swear to you, everything will be easy because you're making all those right decisions. Because there's going to be a lot of decisions that you have to make. You're on your own. Mom and dad ain't here all the time. They're a phone call away, but they're not there to tell you what you can and what you can't do. You have to be an adult on your own. That's why I think when it comes to college, these people that you meet in college are the ones that's going to be at your weddings, your baby showers, these events, because yeah, you had close friends before you came to school, but I think the difference is these people that you make these connections with while you trying to figure out life, while you're actually being an adult, y'all all doing this at the same time. So it's like we're figuring our lives out. We're figuring out how to be an adult together. So we naturally get closer and we tend to stick and bond to each other because we're becoming adults together. So when it comes that time when we're out in the real world and we are adults and we got to make those adult decisions, we'll get married and have kids, those same people that we built basically our identity with will be the same ones we naturally close with. So that's why we still talk to this day. That's why, I make an effort to try to reach out to all the ones I went to school with, because I still talk to day ones from before school, but these people here, y'all are naturally the closest ones because we seen each other day to
Family.
day with no limitations. Back home, yeah, we had limitations. We had our parents, so it was a limitational thing that you can do with your friends back home. But here's, well, mom can't tell me I can't go out here, so um, I might as well slide. Mom can't tell me I can't do this because what she don't know won't hurt her. That's kind of the basis of what it is. So these people that you make those decisions with are naturally going to be those people that's like godparents, best mans, maid of honors, bridesmaids, those kind of things. So you kind of see it firsthand. You probably got in your mind, know who you, I don't know, I ain't gonna speak for you, but I got in my mind who I want as groomsmen and who I want in my wedding based off of who I went through life with up here. So naturally, that's how it goes.
Yes, I can definitely attest to that. I got family, especially from Mass Comm. Shout out to the BCU Department of Mass Communications because listen, all my teachers was my aunties and uncles. They would tell you, especially Dr. Berry. I love Dr. Berry. Shout out to Dr. Berry. Dr. Berry would tell you straight up when you wrong. And even
Exactly.
when you write, he still, he had to have his little sarcastic joke and whatnot. So yeah, it was just great. I'm glad to meet you because you took me to church when I needed to go to church. You invited me that time. I was suffering and it worked out. And I just love like you, Brooke, Perk, Josh, because y'all was literally my big brothers and sisters. Y'all had my back. Y'all would get me together when I ain't even want to be got together. But y'all was always there.
All we did was the same thing that was done. Well, all I did was the same thing that was done with me. Because, before you got there, I had Felix, I had Bert, I had Tim, Dom, Perk as well, Josh, Brooke, Chalice, Yanni, those people. So it's naturally like those people, like Dom would pick me up, take me somewhere, no gas. You feel me? Like If I
That's
needed to go
love.
somewhere, when I had wanted to take my ex to the movies, my sister knew was going spring break. I had no wheels. Dom let me take her car, to Port Orange in the back. Like those are the relationships that we had and we built. So it's like, as y'all coming in, it was basically like every year, everybody left, everybody stepped up in
Don't
the position
remind
that she
me. Y'all
was in.
left me. Y'all
Yeah,
left
not,
me.
but they left me. You know what I mean? They left me. Like after Brooke, Josh, when that class left, it was like, dang, like the studio is not the same because now I'm the oldest one.
Right.
But it was tough for me, to transition because like coming in as a freshman, I got close to that class that was right after me. I'm right before me. So nobody left until literally my junior year. So I didn't have that transition to where maybe 2 years earlier somebody left and now I'm the big dog. So to be that big dog, like such like that, it was like I ain't ready for the role. And then everything was changing. Studio not the color it was no more. It's mint green like a dentist office now.
Not
You
Mick
know,
Green. Not you
Shaw
calling Shaw Studio out.
Shaw started allowing more. We didn't get that leeway. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of things changed. So it's like it was just the vibe. It wasn't the same, but the love was still the same. So I always came back because of Shaw. I always came back because of you, Renee. Like y'all were the main reasons back because y'all the ones that we took under the wing when y'all came in. But that's just the rite of passage, just like the I guess you can say hierarchy far as students go.
Interesting. And let's bring up this homecoming because when it comes to homecoming, that's like the highlight. Did you go to your first homecoming?
Did I go to my first homecoming, like as a student or as alumni?
Yes. No, we're not talking about alumni yet. Relax. We're
I'm
talking about
sorry.
a student.
My first homecoming wasn't until my like junior year. Honestly, I told
What
you my
was you
experience.
doing?
I'm a homebody. Like truly, I'm a homebody. Like I don't. I get comfortable in the bed. Like I get comfortable watching TV. Get comfortable watching the game. Like me as a person and in relationship wise, quality time is my biggest thing. So I don't mind not going nowhere as long as I'm with the people that I love. I'm straight. So obviously, I stay with my siblings right about now. You know what I mean? So I mean, freshman and sophomore year, yeah, I had friends. Yeah, we was figuring each other out, but it was like I wasn't into that life yet. I was stuck in me. Like I don't want to go nowhere. I'm comfortable at home. Like I'm comfortable watching sports. I'm comfortable playing the game. I'm comfortable watching movies. Like that was me as a personality. I was in because high school. The person I am now was the person I am in high school. Like I didn't have a shell. Like I didn't so I wasn't so quiet. I was out. I played sports in high school. Wasn't the most popular person, but I had knew a lot of people, and I just was around certain people all the time. You know what I mean? So coming from that to college, to where you don't really know nobody. You got a couple people from your city coming to school, but it's like you don't really know nobody. So it's like, all right, well, let me just sit back and relax because obviously I'm the new kid on the block now.
Not the new
So
kid.
yeah, no, I was like freshman year. Like if I wasn't at home, I was in J4 305. That
Oh,
was the room I was in all the
not
time.
you got my
Like,
area code.
it was J4 305. It was, me, Malcolm, Sean, Steve, Craig, Mark. Like, it was a lot of us there. We was there every day. Dorenzo, Viv. Like we was that's crazy because everybody that was in J4 305, majority of the people end up turning Greek at some point. So it was like from freshman year to being in that room every day playing Madden, $50 a game type joint, watching TV, just laughing, talking, to being adults and growing up and then pledging. It was an experience. So I didn't go to my first homecoming until after I pledged. That fall of 2018 was my first
Oh, so
homecoming.
that was my sophomore year. I was about to say, was that my? Well, I'm gonna talk about my first homecoming a little bit. Then, since you didn't want to have a first homecoming, so my first homecoming was fall 2017, and it was really nice. We almost had everybody on the yard, but then shout out to the Qs. You know how they be. Then they disappeared. Hopefully, they're coming back, and I just felt like it was a great experience. I went to a lot of Greek parties, regular parties, and it gives you the opportunity to be like, okay, this party not for me, or this party is for me. It was really fun. But my advice to freshmen, incoming freshmen,
Be
be
careful.
safe. Be
Be
safe
careful.
at these parties because you never know. You can't trust the people. Don't be drinking anything. Don't just relax and go with people you trust because I've seen people that's been with people that don't even like them. And I remember one story time, not too long. This
Wait,
girl was drunk and her friends left her at the party. But me and my friend was nice enough to try to help her.
right.
Stuff like that. Like, make sure you choose the right people wisely.
I mean, it wasn't technically for me. It wasn't a party. I was a part of a party promotion group. So people got crazy. Drunk or have you, and I had to carry people to their rooms or what have you. So I wasn't letting people go outside. So I kind of did something similar to that in my freshman year. So it's really just truly don't fall for the peer pressure. Don't do what you don't want to do. You know.
And look for the genuine people. Just because they say hi to you every day and they call you beautiful every day and they call you handsome and fine every day, don't mean they're your friends. It could be a snake calling you that.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Not college is college. It's a lot of ups and downs. It's a lot of things to look out for, but that's preparing you for adult life because once you're on your own, as an adult after college, it's the same thing all over again, just without school. Like truly, you have to be able to weed out the job opportunity that's not for you and what is for you. You got to weed out the people that you bring into your house as adults. You hang around with outside of work or what have you as an adult. So all this is just prepping you for real life because truly, once you're out of school, you're on your own. Like
Yep.
you truly on your own. You have to make those big boy, big girl decisions because now it's like this is what the adult life is. Nobody tell you this is what it's gonna be like after college, but it's like after that, you're not no longer a kid. It's like it's time to be grown. It's time to be on your grown man, your grown woman. So all college is doing is preparing you for the real world.
Yep.
So you just
And
want
we
to
are
put yourself
definitely going to get more into that.
most
We're going to
definitely.
get more into that to the next section. I had to stop you, brother, because you was finna go into it. You got to wait for the next one, the next part. But
Got
before we end this first part, did you go to an all black school before you came to BCU?
nah, not at all.
Let's talk about that. I went to a school in the hood. Shout out to my school, Miami Northwestern.
Yeah, but see,
So I was used to that. How was that
my,
for you?
my school wasn't all black, but it was a lot of blacks. My school is a very diverse school. It was a lot of demographics. So you had a lot of black kids, a lot of white kids, Spanish kids, so it was that the problem with my school, well, I said the problem with my school was, but in the zone that we were in was a lot of gang affiliation.
Ooh.
So it wasn't an all black school, but it was an all black
Oh,
school
you
in a
found
sense.
it. So when you came to Cookman, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, my first week of school, like you had SWAT running there on campus, like in high school. Like you truly every
That's
year,
right.
Facebook memories bring up those memories. Like I don't know, they just went viral again like last week for fighting. So they
Wow.
they just went viral again, with the APs trying to break up the fights and kids getting stung. They just went viral again. So that was something regular. Like first week, they got the stun guns or what have you. Exam week, same thing. 10:30 in the morning fight. So it's truly freshman year was maybe the wildest year. After that it kind of slowed down. But a lot of those people, like a lot of people that I went to school with and the gang affiliations with people that went to elementary school with, middle school with. So it wasn't technically an all black school, but
But you knew about that. You weren't. It wasn't a surprise for you if you saw that around Cookman and stuff.
oh yeah, no, like so I wasn't new to that kind of life before. Like I knew that kind of life through people before school. Like let's
That's good because
be real.
it was the
Like
same for me.
yeah, no, like
Definitely.
I always had that kind of protection in a sense. Like my older cousins, it was always no, you're not gonna do this because you got this going on. You finna do this. Like it was a time I wanted to fight. Somebody tried to steal out my granddad's work truck. So obviously they caught the person. My first cousin, still off on dude. The second one, do the same thing. I ready to do the same thing. I got pushed by my cousin. No, you're finna go to college.
How was the professionalism as far as staff for high school versus college? For me, high school, I was used to like, in the office, that one lady, she rules, she wouldn't have attitude. But when your mama come, she wanna act, different. But then when it came to BCU, it was kind of similar. So I was like, okay. But then, BCU, I love BCU. But we know it's always that person that's very educated. But when it comes to little common sense, like in certain offices, whether you waiting for your refund or doing other stuff,
Right.
kind of aggravating. How did that make you feel? Personally, for me, I would pray for the person that's very professional that's gonna get me out of there. For the people that was extra, I was just like, come on, man, get together.
Nah, see, well, in high school, I never really dealt with none of that because I was ROTC in high school, so I was forever, in class. Like even if I wasn't in the class I was supposed to be in, I was in ROTC building. I went to ROTC because they told me I wasn't zoned for the school that I wanted to go to, which I went to for high school. So I had to join like a magnet program to get through that loophole to go there. So as far as professionalism, it's a whole bunch of military people I'm around. So it's nothing but, professionalism. But no, ROTC was fun. We had our very much so laughable moments, relaxed days. You don't really learn the ROTC. Like it's just a period of day that y'all just there. You may learn stuff about military, learn centuries of the order, you know, 11 principles of leadership, those kind of things. But for the most part, y'all in class chilling. Like my ROTC commander class was the snack room. So you got all the students coming in and out to get the snacks. You know what I mean? So I ain't really deal with too many professionalism things. I never got in trouble. And if I did get in trouble, they got me out of trouble. I was supposed to get suspended one time
Oh,
because I skipped class to go to that class to do my Florida virtual school because I was doing that, getting ready for college. And I had a classmate that was ROTC too. We had this first hour and second hour together. So I went to the first hour. I didn't go to the second hour. So the teacher asked where I was at. Buddy said, he was in class first hour. I don't know where he is now. I'm like, you serious? You feel me? So my that's first hour teacher that I was in, I came to her class. Again, in her class, I was student aid as well. So student aid is where you just student aid for a teacher, grade papers, run errands for them, and you get 75 community hours, community service hours for that. So I walked her class. She said, Miss Marino had told office on you. I said, no, why? She's like, you going in class? I'm like, oh, I was with senior chief. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go to senior chief. I'm like, look, senior chief, they trying to give me a referral because I didn't go to class and I was here doing my work. He's like, nah, burn that. They call you down to the office. Before you go to the office, you come get me. You know what I mean? So I never really had to deal with professionalism because I had, commander, senior chief, and master sergeant. So Cookman was
lucky
just
you.
Cookman was a rude awakening to that kind of life. Like to try to get a refund, to try to get a book voucher, to get my meal plan because I never stayed on campus. So those kind of things, to sit around and wait for an hour just to be in there for 5 minutes to get what you need to get done. Like that was new to me. So I guess people got wrong. That was my mama was for. My mama would get on the phone and go crazy, so I would never have to do anything. So I was chilling. So yeah, it was night and day compared from high school to college. I played football, so my worry was 4 years football school. I didn't really have no issues because obviously I'm playing a sport.
You watching at home, don't get scared, don't get discouraged about that. It teaches you patience. You will grow to love your HBCU. You just gotta deal with certain stuff. Like, let's say you're a Black person that went to an all-white school and you decide to go to HBCU. It's definitely probably gonna be a culture shock, but you just gotta be willing and ready. And my friend here has a podcast. So we're
Okay.
about to go into the break and you get to see his commercial to see what his podcast is all about.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Willie Love, and I'm here to promote my podcast on Chai Talks Podcast. Tell me what's good. 3 episodes out on YouTube. Link is in my bio on Instagram. You can follow me at BOSKI, 2 underscores, not 1, but 2 underscores, and watch my podcast. You might just see China the Old Soul on mine one day. So, with that being said, go check out my podcast. Tell me what's good.
With China's The Old Soul podcast, I don't know. I don't remember the name. It was.
I talk.
It was. Oh, it's this Chai Talk. Cause you said something else crazy in the beginning, so I didn't know exactly what the name was. I seen Chai Talk when I came in on the Zoom, but you was like somebody, what's goody or something like
In
that.
your hoodie.
Yeah, what's good in your hoodie? Yeah, welcome back to What's Good in Your Hoodie Chai Talk. I'm Willie Love, and we have your host Amanda, and it's time to get asked some questions.
Just like everybody, he better be my big brother calling my government name. It's China the Old Soul, but we gonna let it.
China the Old Soul, Blue Soul, Pastor Blue. Since that's what we own.
I'm dead. So, like we were talking about earlier, before we went to our commercial break, we're talking about the HBCU experience. And now we're going to get into it. Did you like it? Yes or no? And why?
I loved it. I definitely loved my experience, especially on the back end. The back end was really the precursor to what it's gonna be like. Because obviously, I pledged and did this, did that. So when you come back as an alumni, it's on a whole different level. Homecoming this year was on a whole different level because we didn't have one last year. So to get one this year, so it's really like I think the experience that you have, you know, in school makes your experience what it is after school. The people that you meet in school is the people that you see, after this or go visit, go on trips. So it was a great experience to say the least. I did a
I
lot.
can agree. I loved my HBCU experience. I feel like I had those moments when I was like, I hate it here, one day. And then the next day, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. I love Dr. Mary Bethune. I love homecoming. I love a TV studio, radio station, etc. So I would definitely say I don't want to say it's a love and hate situation. With certain things that was unprofessional, it was a love and hate
I don't
situation.
think I ever
But I
hated it.
loved it.
I don't think I ever hated it. I don't
It
think it ever
wasn't
came
for
to a
school.
time where,
It was the unprofessionalism.
well, like I said, I'm real even kill. I'm chill, so it's like I don't like to let anything get to me. So I really just, well, I have a it is what it is attitude. So I was very very nonchalant before November of, well, let's say October of 2019. I was very nonchalant.
Oh,
So
okay,
from
okay.
October 2019 on is when I changed. But nah, I had a bit look. It was what it was. Life is life. You can't run from life. So
True.
life is going to present you different trials, tribulations, what have you. It's just a matter of fact of how you navigate through it. So I never really got mad at my experience. I can't wait to graduate. That's what it was
Yeah,
for me. It was I can't wait to graduate part, but hating it, I never really hated it.
that's good. I'm glad you had that. But I know some people out there that can agree with me. It's definitely those moments when you're like, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. And then there's moments like, dang, oh my gosh, I want to go back. So it's just a lot. But overall, I loved it. And I'm pretty sure I have many favorite places, many favorite parts. What were your favorite places to hang out on campus, as well as what was your favorite part about college?
Favorite place to hang out on campus, you know the answer. It was the TV studio. Like
Yeah.
it was really just the different old school song battles me and Shaw had to where
Oh
we on separate
yeah.
computers playing old school songs trying to guess the song. You know what I mean? It was just the late night. So when I was doing G code, to sitting in there for 5 hours a day just to get the video out, the different visuals, just to be a part of the different things that you all were doing, to be able to sit there, the conversation was like second to none because you have a room full of 8 to 10 people on a regular basis talking about one topic, and who knows where the topic goes from there. But it's truly an amazing topic. Like, yeah, we talked a lot of relationship stuff. We talked a lot of life. We talked a lot about everything. So the TV studios most definitely my favorite place to hang out. My favorite part about college, if I had to choose a favorite part about college, I don't know, honestly, because it wasn't Pleasant. Pleasant was my favorite part because Pleasant was Pleasant. It was what it was. I highlighted college for me. Um, I
Dang,
would
you having
say-
an old man moment.
yeah, nah, because it's like I had a lot of good moments at Cookman, and to figure out a favorite part is tough. It's definitely tough. I probably would say for me, just experience wise, I like the experiences. So I would definitely say my very first homecoming is probably my favorite part. I got, even though it rained
Oh
real
yeah.
hard that day, my very first homecoming, I actually enjoyed the homecoming. That okay, I got it now. So when I was calling games, so I was a play-by-play analyst for the school, my senior year. So I, called volleyball games, basketball games, baseball games. So that experience of being able to do that, because my passion is to be a sports broadcaster, so to be the voice you hear when you're watching these games on TV. So to be able to sit there and do that for like 2 semesters was truly probably my favorite part. because like I said, at homecoming, first homecoming, I enjoyed the tailgate for a bit, and then I went inside the stadium and did sideline reporting for the game that day.
Oh,
So
that's lit. Interesting. I did not know that. You learn something new
it was
every
cool.
day.
Me and DC. It was out there, me and DC. So
Oh, yeah.
it was pretty. That's probably my favorite experience because, like I say, sports is my first wife. That's my first love. Christian is second, but sports was my very first love. So to be able to do that, for a long time and call, the sports, learn about sports. Like I didn't know nothing about volleyball, but I learned about volleyball. So um, it was pretty cool to do that. So probably calling sports games was my favorite thing in college.
I feel like we going on the mass communications round. I love mass communications. Fun fact, I served as Miss Mass Communications
Yes,
2020
man. Yes,
to
man.
2021. And I would say I have two favorite parts. My first favorite part was my major overall because in mass comm, I got to record the homecoming parade my freshman year. I got to meet two artists, DJ Luke Nasty, Zoe Dollars. I got to interview one of the artists. It was just so much fun stuff. What?
Homecoming your freshman year. That's the one where we filmed the parade, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so technically, my junior year wasn't my first homecoming. That was my
I
first, but we'll still say it. Like, yeah, if I can't remember, then it don't count. So, but I remember now that we was there and we was filming.
Yeah.
That's when Josh was like the MC for the parade. Yeah,
That's hilarious. We're gonna act like you remember that though.
so look, I'm not that old. It's just my memory is getting bad. It's got within the last year, it's starting to get bad. So I don't open messages in my phone for that reason that I don't forget anything somebody sent to me, especially at work. Hey, can I get this time off? Just send me the message. I'm not gonna open it, but I did see it. So when it comes time for me to do that, I hate notifications. So I'm going to click it at some point so I remember. But
We
send me a
gonna pray
message.
for
I'm
your
open it.
mind, brother. We
It
gonna
might
pray
be
for
great.
your
It
mind.
used to be great. I think being a manager kind of just shot my brain. But child, my memory bad now. It's
Oh
bad.
wow, not you have an old man syndrome. I wish I could insert Shaw old man voice right now. That'd be so
Sad. It's
funny.
sad. It's sad. I promise you, it's sad. But it's okay. We're gonna make it through.
That is hilarious. So yeah, that was my first favorite part. My second favorite part was being Miss Mass Communications because Miss Mass Communications is more than a face. I got to interact with the freshmen, even though it was through Zoom because the pandemic, and I got to host my own event with all the different mass comm organizations. Got to meet people. It was just so much fun. And I gotta add a third to it. My third favorite part was being on the radio station, WRWS 99.1. It was so cool actually being on a real radio station. People would call me and be like, hey, play this. It was just so cool. I love mass communications. That was probably the highlight of my college career.
Yeah.
Love it. That's how I met you in the TV studio. Mass communications that just brings so much people
And
together.
been sis ever since.
So, what was your worst part? I know you keep saying, "Oh, I was chill, I didn't hate it," but it had to be something that was just like, no.
I don't know. I mean, worst part, if I had to pick one, breakups. I had a breakup, two break in college. I'm like, well, I don't know. Like besides that, like truly, like I say, I never really let nothing get to me. You know what I mean? It's sound cliche, but truly, I don't like the stress. As a person, I don't like the stress. Nobody can sleep for me. Nobody can eat for me. Nobody can get money for me. I gotta do all those things myself. So my mental is something that I protect to the highest regard because if I'm not here mentally 100%, I'm not good for nobody because I can
Definitely.
hurt the next person around me because I'm not here mentally. You know what I mean? So I just don't try to let too much get to me. Like, yes, moments I'm upset about things, but it's like it's life, such as life, So that'll blow over. God ain't gonna never put you through anything that you can't bear. So it's like
Yes. Okay.
that's that was the most important thing that was taught to me before I came to college. So I kept that. So like I never had a bad, like super bad experience. Like if I had to say it was breakups, if that's the worst part of school, like I never had any bad parts. Um, yeah, no, that was college was college. It was fun.
It was definitely fun. I would say something close to worse for me was probably, well, you had graduated, you was gone by then. It was when the COVID-19 hit, because shout out to the 47 my line sisters, and including me, 46 line sisters, 47 total. We literally just crossed. We had our probate. You were there. You recorded a video. You have evidence. I should insert that. That's funny.
I
But
was surprised. Definitely surprised.
but it was just like we crossed, we were having a good time and everything. And then COVID-19 hit. We had to go back home. We had to adjust to virtual school, which it wasn't really a bad adjustment. It was just like, dang, we didn't even get to do a step show. We didn't get to experience that last, part for the people that was seniors at the time. It was just like, dang, COVID, what you got going on? So if I had to pick worse, I would definitely say not necessarily, stopping it, but as far as it coming out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Just out of nowhere.
Shaw, I hope you watching this. My worst part of college is when y'all painted the TV studio green, bro. I swear. That's the worst part of college. When y'all painted the TV studio green, that was terrible.
I can hear my voice in my head.
Worst decision ever. It used to be maroon and gold. Like, it used to go crazy.
Yeah, I saw some old videos.
That's my worst part of college. When we was kicked out for weeks so they can paint it that color.
I remember the explanation. I can hear Sean.
I think it was so that we can use it as like a green screen.
Green screen. That was it.
Nobody used that, bro.
I did.
We went to the green screen to use the green screen, not the walls. Yeah, no, that's probably the worst part of college.
All I can hear is, it wasn't my idea, Shaw boys.
They don't listen to us, but it is what it is. That's my worst part. I love you, Shaw. You know what it is.
Shout out to Shaw. He gonna say, I'm just a nobody.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not a responsible individual.
Or I'm the figment of the imagination.
Exactly. Love you though.
Yes, that's definitely one of the people that's on campus. If you become a mass communications major at our wonderful school, that's somebody you should meet and get to know him. He will definitely help you out. But it's time to go to another commercial break. I know you having fun out there. I know you like talk more. But we gotta go for another commercial break. So we will see you back right after this. Do you want that exclusive, hot and trending, along with some real? If so, listen closely. The Shit Talking Podcast is where it's at. And you won't be just getting this piping hot tea from just anybody. You will be getting it from two of the realest people I know, Miss Anita Woods and Lonnie T. You can catch them live on the Podbean app, Saturdays at 10 p.m. Or you can catch that replay on the official YouTube channel, Shit Talking the Podcast. You better tune in before you miss out. I know I will. What it is, yo? Oh, what's up? We are back, and we have some advice for you as far as life, how our experience was, life after college, and what advice we will give to those graduating in the fall and spring. And then I got a game for Willie since he think he a wildcat. Let's see how much do he know HBCU. You think you're gonna win?
We shall see. I'm be very humble. We shall see.
Okay, so getting into it, how was your experience like right after graduation?
Right after graduation. I mean, after graduation, it was trying to get adjusted, get through the swing of things. But for me, yeah, and same thing for y'all. Rather graduation is when the pandemic hit. I graduated the fall of 2019, and spring semester for y'all is right when the pandemic hit. So I was doing freelance work, trying to get into my career, trying to build things up to get into my career, and the pandemic came and changed everything. So it was rough. It was rough for a while because it was uncertainty. You know what I mean? You don't know what is what. Obviously, we're still in the pandemic to this day. So imagine we didn't know what was going on then. So it was like to kind of have that background of it, what it is now. Then it was even worse because like we truly don't know what's going on and what the severity of, the pandemic was going to be. You know what I mean? So it was just, man, it was tough. And the pandemic prompted me to get back in grad school, watching the sermon and got a message from that sermon and, got the idea of grad school. Like, it don't sound too bad, so that's when I got into school. So after graduation, undergrad, even though I said I wasn't going to grad school, I got into grad school, so now I was in school for a whole nother year. So now I'm out. I graduated this past August. So the
Congrats. Two
appreciate it.
degrees. Love it.
Appreciate I mean, experience now, the journey now is tough. It's rough. Like to try to find a job in the field, mass communication field, is it's rough. I've been applying to jobs since March. Have really got nothing so far. We had a career fair, that we just recently went to. So maybe get something from that, talk to somebody, and maybe have something from that. You know, Fingers crossed. Continue to pray about it, and ask God to show me, what's what, and show me what's for me. So I mean, so it's been an adjustment period. Not everybody gets that moment where as soon as college they get that job. And big shout out to the friends that do get it. Like I'm 100% I'm happy and I'm proud. Like for the work that you do, it was shown and people recognize. So you got what you got, and I can do nothing but be happy. So I celebrate your wins because it's a win for me too because
That's
you
how
win.
it's supposed to
You know what I
be.
mean? So like when you got your job, originally you was like you was trying to find something and you was in that process. I'm like, it's gonna come sooner than you know it. You're gonna get what you get. It's for what's for you, it's for you. Look at you, you got your job. And I couldn't be nothing but proud for you. That's little sis, you know what I mean? So it's everybody's journey, everybody's path, and everybody's story is different. So I'm still going. Um, just day at a time. I live by control what you can control, you know, just continue to ask God and pray. Like it's crazy because if you watch my last episode of my podcast with brother Joshua Cox, he
Shout out
gave
to
me a
my
different
big brother, Mr. BCU.
shameless plug, but mine's on YouTube, shameless plug. But yeah, no, he gave me a different outlook on a lot. He was saying that truly what he do is just, you wake up and he asks God to, you know, show him what God wants him to do. Even in a job, what do you want to do today at this job? It's truly just putting everything in his hands is what you can do because it's if we can have a plan, we can have a timing, but he laughs at that because it's his timing. He knows what's for you when it's for you. I mean? You just gotta be patient for it. So keep your head up, keep your head high. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. You know what I mean? Like, don't be one of the ones that put that work in for so long just to give up. Because the mindset is, I gotta make it. I went through undergrad, and for the ones that go to grad school, if you do, you went to grad school, you put in years of work. Don't let them years of work from elementary school to college and grad school just go to waste because it's not where you want to be. So just tuck your chin in, you feel me? Keep working, nose down, keep grinding, and you'll get what you want. So just be patient. What's for you is for you, and it's gonna come to you. I'm a
Definitely be
firm believer in
patient. Patience is a virtue. I know
that.
that now.
Definitely,
Patience
definitely.
is a virtue. And life after college, for me, well, it was fun because people congratulating you. They're so happy, but then it's gonna stop eventually. And then you gotta find a job. So for me, it was just applying. And then in my head, I'm like, I got this great resume. What's going on? And then you get rejection. And then it gets discouraging, but you just have to keep going. And I definitely kept pushing, and one day God gave me an acceptance letter and a rejection letter. So it was like, it's okay that you didn't get this, but
Right,
you got this.
right.
So I'm very happy that I am working in the mass communications field of TV and master control. So it's definitely great. And it's pretty much right out of college because it was a few months later, but sometimes people don't get that. So it's definitely a blessing. I'm definitely happy about that. And show the real love, not the fake love, but I'm playing.
Like truly, you know, I feel like if you're showing fake love and you upset at everybody else's win, you're not going to win. It's like it's true that you're not going to win. How we grow up, things to grow up, but go through stuff together in college, and then when everybody start getting what's for them because they got it before you, how do we get upset about it? Why do we get upset about it? You know what I mean? Like just because it happened for them 2 months out of college, and it may happen for you 8 months out of college. Don't mean they're better than you. It's just maybe what you want to do. That opening there, or that time that you're supposed to be there. Let's see, like where you're supposed to be there may not be until 8 months later. But
True.
that's the way you got to think about it. Because my auntie told me the biggest thing, and then I take it. She was like, "You're probably in the situation that you're in now, and the timing of it now, because you're there for somebody. You're there to help somebody out, and you just don't know it." And I thought about, I said, you know what, until you're right. Because I don't know in this position I'm in now with my job of how long I'm supposed to be here based off of helping my associates, you know. I'm truly the big brother to them as I was to you, you know. So it's like same thing, vice wise, you wrong, I'm gonna tell you wrong. You tripping, I'm gonna tell you tripping. You know what I mean? So they'll tell you. I know they probably get tired of the advice and tired of the conversations, but it's truly just you don't know who you're there for in that season that you're in. So just wait till your time is up to leave that place until you get to another place, because God ain't gonna put you there until you're ready. And I'm not the biggest religious person, so I don't want to portray it like you know, this person is just it's experience, you know, and just what I've learned over time. So I'm trying to get more into it with my religion, but definitely just
And you
truly
will. You will. Speaking it
you
on
just
you.
act. Oh, I took necessary steps. I'm starting. You know, I definitely started a couple days ago. So truly, I've been taking those necessary steps to get more in tune with it. But it's truly just you gotta wait your turn. That's life. That's you can't look. You control what you control. But when it comes to the industry job, it's not easy. But when you get there, you show them that who you are, to where they can't kick you out of that opportunity. You won't, you know, leave, you know, that industry. You know, you're there because you gave the most out of what you got. So that's my little spiel on it.
Okay. And before we get into this game, what advice do you have to the upcoming graduates, whether it's fall or spring?
Stay humble. Be humble. You know, yes, you're finna be on an emotional high because you're getting your degree from undergrad, and the ones that may go post grad. You know, just remain humble. You know, continue to put the work in, continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to be a sponge. You know, you can never not learn anything. You know, you can learn something new every single day from somebody older, younger, same age. So just continue to be willing to be open to new opportunities, be willing and open to do new things, you know. Don't stick to your like you can stick to your guns, that's cool. But also be open to do something new, because who knows, that new thing that you're doing may be the best thing for you. So just be open to do new things and stay humble, stay transparent, be good to people, treat people the right way, truly, and build relationships, and build networks. You know, build networks now. So therefore, when you get ready to go out there, it's a little easier for you because you have that networking opportunity. So continue to network, you know, continue to be humble, continue to treat people right, and you'll go for it, I promise.
My advice would be patience is a virtue. Be patient. You might not get your dream job tomorrow. You might not even get it next year. Can't even talk. Get it next year, but you just got to be patient and keep pushing. If it's for you, it's going to happen. So just be calm, enjoy the moment once you walk across that stage, have fun, flex your degree, and just stay focused on whatever your passion and dream is. That's my advice. And now we're going to get into this game. You ready?
Sure, let's get it.
I
Let's
didn't do
get it.
you too wrong. I gave you multiple choice. I think I got a true or false. I got to check. I don't know. But let's see how much you know about VCU. Wildcats, if you know all the answers and he don't get it right, get on them in the comments because he needs to know.
I don't read the comments.
God, I won't read the comments. So I got my iPad, so that's how you know it's time. So
Let's
the
get it.
first question is, where was Dr. Bethune born? A, Compton, California. B, Houston, Texas. C, Savannah, Georgia. Or D, Maysville, South Carolina.
D, Maysville, South Carolina.
Okay. Okay. He knows something. Okay. Number 2. What year did BCC become a university? A, 1969. B, 2007. C, 1914. Or D, 2002.
1914 was the year of, you know, when, you know, we were founded. So definitely not that, but 2007.
Okay. You're doing good so far.
So far, I know a little bit. I know a little bit.
Okay, so number 3. What is Dr. Bethune's maiden name? A. I'm about to say Mary Patty LaBelle, Mary Janet Blige, Mary Jane McLeod, or Mary Christina Shaw?
It ain't Patty LaBelle. It ain't Mary J. Blige. It ain't Shaw. It's definitely Jane.
Yes. Okay. I think you went to this school for real.
I might have.
Number 4. What 4 years are on the school's seal? A. 1913, 1911, 1906, 1922. B. 19, 1923, 1904, 1872, 2007. C. 1965, 1949, 1955, 1970. D. 2009, 2011, 98, 2006.
So I'm thinking A, you shouted out the alphas, the kappas, the deltas, and the SG rows. But it's B.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to make sure I got my choices right, but it was B.
Yes. Okay. You was paying attention in freshman seminar. Yeah. That looked like you was unsure, but I'm gonna let you be great. Number 5.
Like, look, when you said 2009 and D, that's not it. And then I forgot what you said. You said something. I forgot what you said. What was C again?
1965.
Yeah, no. Like, and then A was the year of the Greeks is what you had.
You know how to do it. I want to see if you could think.
Yeah, no, that wasn't it. That's cake. That one wasn't.
Number 5. What color is Dr. Bethune's house? The one on campus. Blue. B, red. C, white. Or D, yellow.
White.
Good. Okay. Now this next one, you better get it right or I'm going to be upset with you. Number 6. What sorority is Dr. Bethune a member of? A. Oh, okay. Say it again. What?
It's a Sigma Theta.
Okay, he didn't even have to get the choices. Okay. I love it. Okay. 7. Which one of these organizations did Dr. Bethune found? The NAACP, DST, YMCA, or NCW? NCW. I'm sorry, y'all. That's a part of that organization. I was having a little moment.
Color women.
Oh, he said the full name. I didn't feel like saying the full name, but shout out to everybody that's part of that organization. I missed the opportunity to join. I wish I knew. Okay, now number 8. What year? You better get this. What year was BCU founded?
1904, son.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna say the choices. My choices are funny though, but I ain't gonna put them.
Well, tell me, because this has been hilarious.
A, 1902. B, 1905. C, 1904. Or D, 1912.
I guess.
It was just random. And last, you better get this right because we just learned about this.
It's number 8?
Yes. No, 9.
We're
on the last one. Now the last one. Now you got me saying last one 1,000 times. We're on the last question now. Number 9. Okay. How old is BCU? A, 115. B, 114. C, 117. Or D, 116.
So can I use my calculator?
No. You better do it in your head.
Nah, that's tough. So, all right. So look, if that's the case, we're gonna do it in my head. 2021 from 1904, right? And so we're gonna go 14. That's 10. 20. That's 6. So you said it was 117 was a choice, correct?
Yes.
117 years.
Okay, I would like to say that he got everything right. So clearly, he went to BCU. He got every single thing right. I thought I was gonna get him play mind tricks with the years, but he peeped that I put some sorority.
Yeah. Nah, come on. I definitely know where you was gonna go. You talking about we're gonna play trivia. Hold up, wait a minute, player. Look, relax. But I guess I still got it.
9 out of 9. Yay.
So if you have somebody else from Cookman on here, you get them the same questions?
No, why would I do that? That's
I'm just
cheating
making
because they
sure.
could go back
It
in
ain't
the
no- Yeah, I'm
video.
just making sure. Hold up now. I'm just
No,
making
we're gonna
sure.
go even
No, we
harder.
gotta test. Yeah, we're gonna test it. Yeah, I'm glad you went. You feel me? Into the learn the part to serve.
Yes.
Dear alma mater, I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
And on that note, unfortunately, this is the end of Chai Talk. Thank you for coming, brother. I truly appreciate it. Any last words?
Always, have me anytime. We definitely gotta get together to get you on my podcast.
Most
Definitely.
definitely.
We'll get that done for sure. But no, I appreciate it, the talk. I appreciate you having me. And time if it happens again, it happens again. Who knows? But it was fun. Definitely was fun.